Do you know how far you're holding yourself back? Well, that's what we're going to be fearlessly questioning this week as we fearlessly question being ready with Amy Schmidauer. And she is somebody that I go back a little bit of ways with. I've talked with Amy in the past, a fellow Ohioan, just south of me here in the Cleveland area. She's down in the Columbus area. So always good to have somebody on the show from my part of the country. And as you probably have noticed by now, kind of strangely, that I have some sort of weird fixation with geographical proximity and people that are, live near me, and some type of, I don't know, Ohio, Cleveland pride that is a little probably unnatural and healthy, but it is what it is. I can't help it. Anyways, I just like being around people that we shared the same, experience. It's, it was -10 this morning, and we all get to experience that together. I like being around people that are, part of my geographical tribe, if you will. Anyways, enough of that. Amy is definitely a very prominent voice in the marketing, social media, video space. You might know her from her work at SavvySexySocial.com, and she puts out a ton of content, a ton of great content, a ton of content that has quite the edge and personality to it that I admire because, even when I watch her stuff, it's just uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable. Okay, let me pull my foot out of my mouth here. When I say uncomfortable, I mean like she's just so in your face and tells you what it is that's going on in her style that you're not used to it. You're used to people rounding their edges and, watering it down and trying to find the most palatable, flavor of vanilla possible. And that's not Amy at all. And that's one of the reasons that I did want to have her on the show. But and actually, it was the first version of the show was going to be fearlessly questioning your personality, which we ended up not doing because Amy recently kind of rolled out this very interesting kind of thing that she's going to be doing here over the next couple months. And I really wanted to talk about it because it's something that I think is a really, really viable solution, strategy, whatever, to one, making money online, and two, delivering a very unique experience, something that people are going to be seeking. And she's actually going out on tour, for a lack of a better term, and she's booked dates all across the country. I don't have an official number, but I would say there's probably at least 15. That might be high. We'll say maybe 10 to 15. I don't know. That still might be high. But there's a lot, okay? Like there's Dallas, there's Boston, she's kicking it off in Columbus. There's California, there's maybe Florida. Yeah, Florida is one. And there's quite a few. And she's just going and doing a live workshop for all of her, people that follow her online to have an opportunity to come. Obviously, pay for the opportunity to do that, and she's having guest speakers come in. There's one. Did I say Texas? There's one in Texas. She's having some special guest speakers come to the event, and I was surprised to see this because, she doesn't necessarily have. Okay, let's put it this way. Amy's got a pretty big following, but to say that she's got enough people in every one of those cities to make it work, I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, if she does, fantastic. And, when I got on the phone with her to kind of, we talked real quick to kind of set this thing up, and I pitched the original idea. I said, but there's a couple other things that, that I noticed that might be a little more fun to do. And, I think that, this tour thing that you're doing is very interesting. And then, we came up with this idea of fearlessly questioning being ready, because she said, yeah, I'm not just going to wait until I think I have enough people to do this. I like to travel. I want to do this. I think I can pull it off. So I'm just going to do it. And that kind of smacked me in the face like a cold tuna fish sandwich. And I said, oh, all right, that's interesting, because so many times, how many times do you hear from so many people, probably yourself, I'm not ready for that, or I can't do that yet. I've got to wait for this, that, or the other. And Amy's not doing that. And we're going to dig into it. And it hasn't started yet. The first date is actually going to be tomorrow. I'm recording this. The first date is the February 28th. And it will be in Columbus. I'm regrettably not going. Amy already gave me a pretty physical and stern talking to for not being there. I apologized firsthand to her for not being there, but It's my niece's second birthday party, and if you know my family, and I'm sure your family too, you don't miss nieces' birthday parties when they're 2 years old. Just that doesn't happen. You got to show up to other events. So, needless to say that, and I blame Amy for doing it on a Saturday too. That's just come on, Amy, help me out, Monday through Friday. But we'll get on her about that later. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about being ready today was that it is this idea that we're so reluctant to pull the trigger, and yeah, we don't want to fall on our face. Obviously, we don't want to make a mistake, but there comes a time when you have to decide: are you going to make that jump, or are you just going to stand there and continue to wonder if you're able to make it? I don't know. That question is up to you to answer, and I hope that this show is going to give you the ability to do that, and that's why Amy's going to be here, because I'm really tired of people, and these are people that I've talked to, months, years, that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. It's with anything. It's just I'm not ready. I'm waiting. There's so many excuses, and this is going to run very close to one of the very first shows that we did, Action versus Perfection, with Ryan Hanley. And it's obviously just getting in there, doing the work, and making sure that you can get things done and take action, and that's what this whole being ready is about. But it's also more or less about figuring out exactly what it takes to be ready, even if you're not. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm kind of confusing myself, but I think you get what I'm saying. Because once you decide that you're going to be ready, whether you're ready or not, if we're playing a game of hide and seek, then you know that there's just kind of a mode you have to go into, a switch you have to flip to get there, and I'm going to ask Amy about that. We're going to go at it and see, and I don't know how we pull this off, but I would like to kind of find out from her how it went after the fact, because she's going to be doing this thing pretty much all through March, from my understanding. It's going to be all around the March-ish time frame. And so maybe into April a little bit, and because she's going to be speaking out in social media marketing world. I think maybe that's when it kind of kicks off from there. I don't know. I should have pulled the schedule up before I started recording, but such is life. Anyways, Amy's going to be here to talk about that, and I want you to get ready to fearlessly question Amy about being ready, and I want you to come maybe to the show with the idea of, what am I, not ready at, that I think I'm not ready, that I actually might be ready for. Idea, topic, whatever. You probably have it in your head. You probably think about it every day, but I really want you to come prepared with that and think about that and use that, because that's what we're going to do. But we'll be back fearlessly questioning Amy Schmidauer about being ready. That's going to be March 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you guys there. Of course, don't forget, if you're not already, subscribe. iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, email, all those fun places. We do a Sunday newsletter. Newsletter's a stretch, but it's a Sunday recap, where I just kind of tell you everything that I thought, the lesson that I learned. We have a conversation of kind of the after show. And I think that it's a lot of fun. And don't forget, when you do subscribe you get access to the Fearless Files library, where every guest answers the question that they are most afraid to ask themselves. And honestly, that's where some of the best stuff happens. There's just 2 to 5 minute videos of every guest. Just go right down the list, and it is the single thing that they are most afraid to ask themselves right now in their life or business. And if you do like 5 of those in a row, 10 of them in a row, you're going to feel pretty unstoppable. So head over to fearlesslyquestioning.com to hop on, get over to that, and you can thank me later. I'll just say it. So, but again, I'm going to get out of here. We will see you guys live with Amy. I'm Joey Jingola. Take it easy, everybody.